Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's Dark Avenger comic book review.
Welcome back.
And we just talked about Swamp Thing, now let's talk about its red counterpart, Animal Man, issue 10. Nothing really happened in Swamp Thing. Something happened in Animal Man. Animal Man is in the red, fighting the rot that's in the red, trying to get back to Earth to protect his daughter, son, and wife from the rot. The rot has taken over his body on Earth. So he wants to go back to Earth, and he wants to get out. He wants to leave the red and go back to the world to save everybody. And while on Earth, his body, possessed by the rot, meets up with his son and him and the rot him leave. Justice League Dark makes an appearance and tries and talk to the mother, and they're telling, and I forgot what you might know what's her name.
Exanion
has a vision, and it turns out that the reason everything happens, the person who's responsible is Buddy's wife, and she's in shock, and she thinks that's a bunch of BS, and she just leaves. And they're trying to explain to her, you gotta listen to us. We're trying to help you prevent ending the world. And she's like, I don't want to hear any of this anymore. She leaves. So Buddy's stuck in the red, or Animal Man's stuck in the red. Cliff is with the person, the rot that possessed his body, and Maxine and the mother and the grandmother are driving off. Without Cliff, mind you, too. And the ending, I'm going to leave to you, but there is a way to get Buddy, or Animal Man, back to Earth. The red has a way. This was a nice, when he meets the avatars again. And they don't want to send him back at first. They don't want to. But then they realize they can't make a new avatar fast enough, so they have to send him back to protect Maxine. How? You'll have to read the book to find out. Okay, the last book from DC. The controversy book that's been in the news all the end of June.
Oh, yeah.
All the beginning of July. Earth 2. Jay Garrick becomes the Flash. The continuing introduction of Alan Scott, who is gay, which doesn't make or break the story in my opinion. I am reading this for the story, and the artwork I like. The story is really good. I like the introduction of how Jay Garrick became the Flash.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not a Justice Society fan. I never read Justice Society before, so to me, it's like the people who just now started reading Superman. I hate it because I read Superman since 1998, and I've gone backwards since then, and to see the way they changed him, in my opinion, is disgusting. People who've read Justice Society, I've talked to a few people, are not as happy with the changes, that they're younger, and about Alan Scott being gay. First of all, look, it doesn't do anything for me that he's gay. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't make me like or dislike the comic that he's gay. It really doesn't matter to me. A person's sexual preference shouldn't matter to anybody. A superhero sexual preference shouldn't matter. It's what they do, their story, that matters. Not their lovers, not the fact that they're gay. Big deal. I was, Captain Strangelove actually commented the video where I was talking about this, and he said it's all politics. Comic books are reaching into politics now and trying to promote that they're for gay marriage and for gay this and that. And it's just like, okay, we don't need to throw it in our face. All we want to see is story, by the way, the introduction of Hawkgirl, who meets up with Earth's Flash. Mr. Terrific, if you've been reading Mr. Terrific, which if you have, I have no idea why, where the last issue of Mr. Terrific before it was canceled was left off, that's how this comic actually starts up. It continues Mr. Terrific's story for 1 or 2 pages, I believe. And he's introduced to a guy called Mr. Holt, who's probably going to be an antagonist towards the Justice Society at some point. It was a really good book. I enjoyed it. I'm coming back for issue 2. It was an explosive ending, or an explosive cliffhanger. I'll leave it at that. But once again, it shouldn't matter about a person's sexuality, whether they're straight or gay. It should be about the story and about themselves being superheroes.
I mean, it's not a big thing. It's just
No.
how, you know.
It's throwing reality into fiction. I understand you want to keep, you want to promote, show that equality and, we're tolerant to everything, but that shouldn't be a big factor in a comic.
And like I said in Green Arrow, we have to accept everybody as equals.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be thrown in our face. I'm still getting Earth 2, and it's not because Alan Scott's gay, it's because I'm enjoying the story. I'm actually ignoring the fact that Alan Scott's gay. I don't care. A few people do care, though. It's like me talking about Superman. I care that they changed his costume, divorced him. Him and Lois aren't married, and they completely screwed him up.
Him, I mean...
Well, no offense. Taking a character who is straight and turning him gay isn't exactly,
I understand
a small
that,
change either.
That's true.
So, big changes. And now everybody who's a JSA fan knows exactly how I feel about Superman. This comic book was not released June 6th. It was released May 30th or 31st. 30th
yes.
of last month. I reviewed it. My weekly review was a little late, so Mike couldn't put in his monthly review, so he's going to review it now really quick.
Alright, The Amazing Spider-Man Annual, issue number 39.
I already gave the rundown of what happens.
Yes.
Just give what you thought of it
So,
instead.
I thought that this story was great. I love the part how Uncle Ben was in this.
That was too good.
And
that was too good.
Just seeing them together, it really showed like the emotion, the story of that he was gone so long, and the Avengers made an appearance also.
I like how they put Uncle Ben as, if you notice with Peter Parker, Uncle Ben's always his emotional grounding.
Yeah.
It's really good. I love.
And I just like how there's like a connection in that, and then they try to prevent this earthquake from happening. He goes back in time, a little bit forward and back, and all that other stuff. Should I show artwork or?
I showed it. If you want to show something new,
I just want to just show my favorite artwork. The ending part, though, since you didn't tell the ending, when the world was saved and everything, like Uncle Ben said that that you're strong and everything, and
the world needs him,
and the world does need him, and when he faded away, I thought that was really just this panel right here was my favorite panel.
Yeah.
Like you could actually feel it, with the character, and from the stories and all that, and then Grady offers Peter Parker with the machine, and he says, "I'd be glad to help you," and
to dismantle it.
Yeah.
Grady is the reason for a lot of trouble in Spider-Man's.
I know, but in my opinion, I would say that this one would have to be almost Book of the Month.
Almost.
Or maybe Book of the Month, because I already said in my monthly review the other comic book. But yeah, absolutely check it out, guys. Really great issue.
Alright, really quick. If you bought comic books 2 weeks ago, this was free at your local comic shop. It's a preview of the summer of Spider-Man. Spider-Man is officially 50 years old. And this summer, there's a huge celebration. There's a lot of .1s coming out in August. All the Spider-Man series that, even if they've been canceled, Peter Parker, Spectacular, Web, everything is getting a .1, including Amazing again, I believe. And there's also the Spider-Men crossover, as well as the introduction of a brand new character to the Marvel U in Amazing Spider-Man after the Lizard story that's coming up. And on the opposite side, we have Wolverine, Sabretooth's return, how it happened. Artwork looks really great. I'm looking forward to this story once the other story ends on Wolverine. But this is a freebie. I would say stuff about the Spider-Men issue. I've already read issue 1 though, because I got the books from last week and I've already read it. There's also a preview of Avenging Spider-Man, and I believe a small preview of Amazing. Is there a small? No, there's no small preview. This is what I don't understand. They talk about oh yeah, the Amazing one is in the beginning. The preview for Amazing.
That's promoting the movie, sort of. I think.
Yeah, I think that's why they have the Lizard happening in I think this is going to come out in July. Yeah, the Lizard.
When the movie's
the Lizard part is actually coming out in July. It's issue 688. Dan Slott's doing an amazing job.
Where is the Spider-Man celebration thingy taking place?
I don't know.
I really wish I knew where it was. I hope here.
Okay. The last issue that has the title Thunderbolts on it, it's now being taken over by Dark Avengers, issue 175. Introduces the Dark Avengers. The Thunderbolts have been disbanded, sort of, and the government wants the Dark Avengers to be the team that they send in on these suicidal missions. This is a way of them trying to make Luke Cage leave, because Luke Cage is the leader of the Thunderbolts. Luke Cage, of course, is opposite. He actually sticks around, and he actually brings Scar back, because they don't use Scar. They're using, in this Ragnarok, Dark Spider-Man and Dark Enchantress, and oh god, what's and Hawkeye's brother. I forgot his name.
I agree. We should get post-its for these characters.
Trickshot. Barney Barton.
That's Spider-Man?
Oh, and her name is Doxy. She's using.
Yeah, is that the semi-old Spider-Man with the 6 arms?
No, it's a thing that's keeping the. It's a long story. So the Dark Avengers make their reappearance, and Luke Cage. Of course, we all know Luke Cage's feeling towards the Dark Avengers, because this is where his family and him kind of separated ways because of them and the threats that Norman Osborn made. So basically, Luke Cage is now in Norman Osborn's spot. Speaking of Norman Osborn, and he's going to be overlooking the Dark Avengers. And it kind of ends with Scar being introduced to the team as well. He's going to be their grounder on the field, so to speak. I'm going to get the next issue and see what I really feel, but it was an okay introduction. I was expecting something a little bit more. Artwork's okay too. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I was I was expecting too much from a first issue. I'm going to let the second issue be my deciding factor of whether I'll be on the fence or not. Actually, it's coming out next week anyway, or this week, the week of the 20th. So we'll find out in 2 episodes if I'm going to be hanging on to this or putting it on the fence. Mighty Thor Annual, Issue 1, and as I said in my unboxing video, as of the first week of June, all comic books from Marvel that are over $2.99, meaning $3.99 and over, will have free digital download codes. And this is the annual. It has Silver Surfer and Galactus. Galactus's, I believe, brother, or one of the other giants. I forgot his name. His name is I'm trying to think of what his name is. Skyer,
yeah, I would say so.
And he actually borrows Silver Surfer from Galactus. He needs Silver Surfer. He has this huge game that he's playing with people called the Other. I'll show you guys who the Others are.
How come Galactus is in this? Isn't he part of Fantastic Four rival?
I don't know. No, Galactus is everywhere. The Others are these little aliens that.
I thought it was Fantastic Four.
Because Asgard's on Earth, it's set. It kind of caused a reaction, and the Others are now on Earth, and this is their leader, and there's a huge fight that goes on, and at some point Scyther was using Thor as to give away as a present or something, so that this way he'll leave Earth and everybody in it. Turns out a girl that Thor was in love with is actually the Herald of Skyer or whatever. Galactus shows up, and actually he starts a war against all of them, because he's like, this is you're causing an imbalance right here. Doesn't go so well all around. In the end, though, everything is set to norm, as always. I love the ending, though. Plans within plans, lies within lies, truths within truths, oblivion? Question mark. Really good. I enjoyed this annual, and Silver Surfer always makes things really good. The
Silver
artwork,
Surfer's really
the
awesome.
artwork, the many different Thors. This was a huge splash page with many different Silver Surfers. It was really interesting.
I would agree.
I enjoyed this book. I enjoyed this book a lot. Avengers Academy, issue 31. In this book, the kids from Utopia want to have the right to leave the island. And Tigra says, we can't let you leave here without a fight. So they kind of have a fight, and the kids win. Of course, the X-Kids. I know, I was taking that with me. The X-Kids win, and they have their choice of staying or going. And she also gives Sebastian Shaw another chance. And here's some artwork. Really good artwork. And In the end, though, they ask X-23 to go with them. She says no. She's going to stay with Avengers Academy because she likes it there. And the next issue, actually, it still has to do with Avengers versus X-Men, but the kids are gone. And I like how these books kind of beef out the story. It's kind of like, all right, the main story is in Avengers versus X-Men, but the things that are happening behind the scenes are actually happening in these books. So if you want the full story, just like in Fear itself, you have to be buying all the books that are attached to Avengers vs. X-Men, which we actually are. And I'm liking Avengers Academy anyway. The artwork and the story is great. The story's going to be continuing. I really like it. I'm definitely sticking with Avengers Academy after Avengers vs. X-Men 2. And the next one is yours.
Yes, it is. X Factor issue number 237. It's a whole new ball game, new storyline, and everything else. It focuses on a character named Ralphin, or Ryphian, who's a woman that could turn to a werewolf.
Nice.
And mainly she's sad because about what happened to her son and all that other stuff. But in the beginning, Banshee and Teresa Cassidy and Lorna Dane want to take her on a road trip because, you know, they feel that she deserves to go out more because of all the pain that she has been through with what has happened in the past. And we don't find out until the story progresses. There is one part where Lorna gets annoyed and saying, you know, that if you ever try and jump out of the car again, like this panel right here, it shows that, you know, that I'm going to nail you to the back of the seat. And I just thought that part was funny. Like saying just not do that again. So they go to a church in Vermont and meet a priest who is related to, what's his name? Madrox. That's related. And they have a little talk about the past of how her life wasn't always that perfect, and lots of terrible things happened in the past. And
don't give too much away. Let them know.
Yeah, like it's just basically talking about her child and what happened. So I won't give too much away. So there was one scene where the Reverend wanted to do something to her, and she wouldn't do it. So it was showing that you can control your emotions. Like, don't beat yourself up, and don't let any negative energies get to you. So in the end, as a spoiler, she wants to go and find her son. To be continued.
Nice.
Really great.
It's the next book that's actually not connected to Avengers vs. X-Men.
No, but really great. I'd say pick it up, and we'll begin the next issue to that.
Really quickly, before I go into this book, Uncanny X-Men came out, issue 13. It shows what happens in Avengers vs. X-Men with the X-Men that stay on Earth. Because in the last issue of Avengers vs. X-Men, only 5 of the X-Men were on the moon getting ready to fight the Avengers. The rest, this is the story of the rest that were left on Earth. And a little bit of a backup story with the Phoenix Force a bit, backup story on a few other things, and also the kids that just left Avengers Academy. This actually ties in a little bit to Avengers Academy. When the kids left the island, yeah, they left the Avengers Academy island, they go back to Utopia, and it turns out that there's a whole plot twist, and in the end they get left on Utopia, and Danger, and I forgot this guy's name, they leave. I don't know what's been going on in Uncanny X-Men. And then at the very end of the issue, it kind of ends where the other Avengers vs. X-Men ended, and we're not going to talk about that until Avengers vs. X-Men part. But that was Uncanny X-Men. Once Avengers vs. X-Men is done, if Cyclops is still leading this team, I'm probably not coming back to it. Free digital download though, because it is $3.99. Okay, 3 books that aren't involved with Avengers vs. X-Men, and then we continue. Winter Soldier issue 6. We're probably going to go into another part, possibly.
That's fine.
The third agent, they're looking for him. It turns out he was woken up years ago, and you get the backup story to how, like, they go back in time and they show you from the time he woke up to present day. He had woken up. Usually there's a method to waking them up to keep them from going crazy. He woke up due to a spoiler here, earthquake. So he woke up and he's not exactly all there mentally, and he actually went into the streets basically because he had no mission, he had no memory of anything like that. So he was a bum for years. Then it fast forwards to when Bucky was killed during the fear itself, and that's when this guy remembered everything, started training. No, not when Bucky died. I'm sorry. When I'm trying to remember when he remembered. Oh, when he saw about Bucky and about Winter Soldier and everything. And then he started training and everything, and it goes into present day where he actually, spoiler alert here, kills the guy that was pretending to be Bucky. He knows Bucky's still alive. He feels it even though the world believes Bucky's dead, he knows Bucky's alive. And he's aiming for Bucky, so now Bucky has to find him and stop him, and this guy's aiming to destroy Bucky's life as well. And he was once his best friend in the past. Really good. I'm enjoying Winter Soldier a lot. I highly... Oh, I didn't show any artwork. I'm so smart.
I think you did.
I highly recommend checking it out. I'm going to show a little bit more just to be safe. It's hard because there's really very little Winter Soldier in this.
Like there was one part, I think. It was like that one right there. Oh, that one.
Really good artwork. Sorry, there's no camera person, so we really can't zoom in on the artwork at this moment. Really good. Highly recommended. Check it out. Next up, book that I thought I was going to drop, but I'm not. Hulk issue 53. This issue is more of a setup and a background story on what's going on than an actual fight. There is a fight towards the end, and everybody that's involved in this book is basically on this big old picture right here. That's like the second page in. It has people from Alpha Flight, Red Hulk, A-Bomb, which is Rick Jones, and you know the rest are, and Machine Man, who works with Red Hulk. Goes back in time then 2 weeks ago to where Rick Jones is at this Mayan temple, and he knows something bad's gonna go on. He turns into A-Bomb, tries to save the day, but doesn't really do too well. Goes to Thunderbolt Ross for help, aka Red Hulk. They make a plan up with a couple of people from Alpha Flight. Sasquatch gets possessed. The huge fight at the end happens where they're trying to draw people into the temple, and a shocking ending actually. Something happens to Lyra and She-Hulk. Not gonna spoil it. You guys have to check it out for yourself. It's a good. It feels like a setup issue more. This was a setup. Really not too much action. However, as opposed to things that are going on in Incredible Hulk, this story seems a little bit more interesting. Like I want to know what's going to happen next in this. So I'll be coming back for the next issue. Love the cover. Internal artwork is beautiful, as you guys saw. I would highly recommend checking out Mayan Rule. This is the new story arc. It starts right here. So if you guys want to jump on point, issue 53 is your jump on point. Highly recommend it. Invincible Iron Man issue 518, and because it's $3.99, free digital download code. And once again, I hate that they plaster that free thing on it.
I know, it ruins the cover.
I love the fight between Rhodey and in his new Iron Man or War Machine suit, whatever you want to call it. They don't tell you what it is yet, whether it's an Iron Man suit or a War Machine suit. Really huge tech though. There was an interview with Tony Stark and Mr. Fantastic about how Tony Stark quit being Iron Man. There's a part where Miss Hammer and Detroit Steel have this huge fight, or a guy that he's a little crazy, Detroit Steel, and they disappear. Turns out that Spy Master is at Stark Resilient, and he's trying to kill Pepper and Wycheck. I don't know his first name, and let's just say he doesn't succeed. Then there's the fight between Rhodey and the other, I forgot who this guy was, the machine guy, whatever. It's really epic, really awesome artwork. And it basically ends with Zeke and Mandarin.
Avengers Spider-Man.
Zeke Stane, yeah, Avengers Spider-Man is going to be really good. Turns out Zeke Stane got the bomb that Mandarin put inside of him out, and now he's going to fight Mandarin, apparently. And Mandarin's like, oh, you're free. Let's see how much longer you'll enjoy your freedom. To be continued. Really good. I was going to drop Iron Man, but since I dropped Incredible Hulk, I'm going to hold on to Iron Man. It's really good. Actually, it is really good. I would highly recommend checking it out, but this is part 3. I'd say you not only go 2 parts back, go a story back, because this is like a part 2 to the big picture story. So I'm enjoying it. The artwork's great. I like the new armor that Roddy has, or Rhodey, however you want to. I believe it's Rhodey. Rhodey?
Yeah, I would say, I think it was Rhodey.
Yeah, Rhodey has War Machine. His new armor looks awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing the new Iron Man armor. There's a claim that there's going to be new armor. In all the other books, though, he's still wearing the other armor, so probably he'll put that armor back on, or an updated version of that armor. But this was really good. I'm looking forward to seeing Tony Stark's new armor. Final book this week, and book of the week, Avengers Versus X-Men issue 5, variant Avengers side. In this issue, it's Avengers Versus X-Men on the moon. Tony Stark is the only one that's not fighting here. It turns out that Hope can't control her, and she asked Wolverine to kill her. Cyclops won't let Wolverine kill her. Ant-Man and Iron Man are inventing a machine to try to stop the Phoenix Force. Avengers versus X-Men throughout the entire book. Tony Stark puts his machine to action. And of course we all know this is only issue 5. And there's about another 7 issues to go. So yeah, it doesn't work. Instead of destroying the Phoenix Force, it just splits the Phoenix Force into 5 separate parts. Which basically possesses the 5 X-Men on the moon. And they're basically going to take Hope and prepare her to accept the full Phoenix Force at some point, and they leave and go towards Earth, leaving the Avengers on the moon.
In my opinion, that's bad for the Avengers, because that gives the X-Men the advantage with the Phoenix Force. Force. Why did I say Force? Force. When I read the comic book, I read it as well.
And finally, we see Professor Xavier. I was like, where's Professor Xavier?
Yeah, I know. I saw that too, actually, and I couldn't believe it.
And it's like, I mean, come on, it's about time. Even oh God, Scarlet Witch is getting a little like, oh no, this is not good. So, really good. I'm enjoying it. A lot of people are like, eh. I know a few people aren't liking it. A few people are calling it, you know, oh, we saw this coming, or oh, this is ridiculous. But, you know, I don't find it bad. I don't find it, like, amazing, like, event of the year. But it's pretty good. I'm enjoying Avengers vs. X-Men a whole lot. And it's really, really good. I would highly recommend it. We're at 28 minutes. So, really, do you have anything you'd like to say about, you can just stop it. Yeah. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Oh, it's a great issue, guys, and if you haven't been picking up Avengers vs. X-Men, whoa, tongue twister there, you should be picking it up. Great artwork, great fight, can't wait to see what happens in the next issue, and what's in store for the Avengers now that X-Men is part of the Phoenix Force. Yeah,
it's really good. The story is going pretty well as well. I would highly recommend it. Yep, you can take the camera, we'll run it down. I'll say this before I run down these books. If you like this part or the last part, and you haven't already, there's a subscribe button at the top of this video. Please click that button if you enjoy what you see, because there's many more good things to come. Comments, like, dislike, or questions, love all 3. Please feel free to do it. Show YouTube you like this video by favoriting it, because we don't do the thumbs up and down. Avengers vs. X-Men issue 5. Really good. I'd say check it out. Invincible Iron Man issue 518 was really good. Hulk issue 53 was really good. Winter Soldier issue 6 was awesome. Uncanny X-Men 13, I'm only getting to reach out to Avengers vs. X-Men. X-Factor 237.
Great, got it.
Avengers Academy 31 was really good. Thor Annual issue, the one-shot, really good. Dark Avengers issue 175, I'm going to wait till 176 before I make a judgment. You get this for free at your comic shop. Michael liked
awesome issue.
This from last week. Earth 2, number 2, really good. Check it out. Animal Man 10 and Swamp Thing 10 were really awesome. Check them out. Green Arrow 10.
Awesome. Also, the girl's name, Pauline Pearl. Just wanted to throw it out there because I forgot the last part.
Justice League International 10 was awesome. Smallville issue 2 was really good. Check it out. The Spider issue 2 is really good. Voltron Year 1 issue 3. Up to you guys if you like Voltron. Harbinger issue 1. Check it out. Exo Man of War issue 2 is really good. Check it out. Secret issue 2 is really good. Check it out.